Hey there, it's Stephanie again, and welcome to another one of these Meet the Expert Spotlight live streams. And I've called it as such, Meet the Expert, because I am showcasing the expert panel, some of them at least, in these live streams that I'm doing each day this week, and I did it each day last week, for the Coach and Profit giveaway, where 50 plus experts share visibility, marketing, and business strategies for making six figures and more in your coaching business so that you can grow, leverage, and scale. And these women that have partnered with me in the Coach and Profit giveaway are respected leaders and influencers, experts in their own right, in their respective industries, who have created valuable resources to help you in your coaching business journey. They're each aligned with the mission, aligned with the message of this giveaway, and are each committed in their own ways with their own expertise and what the value that they bring to the table with supporting coaches, consultants, and service providers to have successful businesses, to have, make sure that certain aspects of your life are also, in tune, in balance with what you're doing. So we do have persons here who are focused on mindset, but as it relates to you showing up as your best self as a coach in the coaching space. And I am truly grateful for each of them for joining me here on this venture. And I am joined today by Ann Desimine, who is going to be talking to us about the 5 pillars of a six-figure soul-centered business. Hey there, Ann, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, Stephanie, so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me in your giveaway. It's wonderful.
Great. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you on board. And I wanted to, you and I have been connected. I've been following you for a while, and we kind of move in the same circles. But I want for folks who are just coming across you for the first time to get acquainted with you. So if you could tell us a little bit more about how you came to be doing the work you're doing, and tell us a little bit more about the kind of work you're doing and the people that you're helping in your or through your own business.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I started out with a creative services agency, which was offline, and I made 6 figures my first year. So then, but of course, then we went through the recession. That was, quite a while ago. And while a lot of people in my industry were closing their doors because they were doing print marketing and that sort of thing, I didn't even think about not making money or not having clients or any of that. So I did okay. But it got to the point where after the recession, when things started to pick up again, I was, hitting that financial glass ceiling because I could only work with so many clients at once. I was doing, brochures and marketing and that sort of thing, and publishing. So in 2014, I leveraged my worth and started an online business. And I launched a program called the Sizzle System of Personal Branding. So that's really how I got my start in the online world and working with coaches. Before that, I was working, with small business owners. So what happened, though, was that I got I kind of outgrew the branding part of that because I was doing a lot of logos, websites, and stuff like that. And I really wanted to get more into the coaching space. So I had to very intentionally rebrand myself as a coach, as somebody who is, coaches her clients to get to 6 figures rather than doing the work for them, like creating logos and that sort of thing. So it was a very intentional move on my part. So that's what I do now. I rebranded, and my business is now called Align, Believe, Create. And my tagline is align with your passion, believe in your power, and create on purpose. And then my brand within that is the Goddess Way to Thrive in Business, because what I realized is that, we're all taught all these millions of things we have to do to be successful. And it really comes back to releasing what we don't need, what is not really serving us. So it's really about what I find is simplicity and alignment. So that's really what I coach my clients on now. And I've always coached them to create a six-figure business, but I never really claimed that as what I do. So now I specifically say, I'm here to help you create a six-figure business. Why not seven figures? Because as you well know, Stephanie, because this is about creating six figures in your business, your giveaway is, right? It's because just really getting that clarity on what you're here to do, because everybody I work with is very, very purpose driven, is in their purpose. And it's, you know, entrepreneurs, when we come into business, we're not really sure what is the right thing for us. And it takes a while. So we have to figure that out. And it's that struggle to get to six figures when we're, you know, finding the clarity and finding who our clients are and all that sort of thing that is keeping us from really making the money that we could be making. When we clear all that out of the way and say, hey, this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to do this one thing. And these are the strategies that really work. Then it's so much easier to make that consistent income that we need. And once we get all that stuff out of the way and get to six figures, then it's a lot easier to get to seven figures. So I find that that first hurdle is really the hardest one to get over or get to.
Right, right, right. And coming back to what you said before about simplifying, right, and letting go of what does not serve you, you know, being clear on exactly how you're working with people, exactly what you're helping them to create, exactly the kind of results that you can support them to achieve. Then you can build upon that now, I suppose, with you know, getting from six figures to seven, because you can't get there if you're unclear, if there's chaos, if there's too many things going on, if you are, you know, you don't have a clear strategy. You know, you could get there, but you may find that things could quickly come crumbling down and you won't have a sustainable seven-figure business. So definitely the journey that you're taking persons on right now, getting simplified and getting really clear about what truly aligns for them, then they can start to now shape themselves up and ready themselves or their businesses for that next level beyond that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Great. Thank you for sharing that with us. So tell us about what you brought to the table in terms of the offer that you've made available that can truly help the coaches that are joining us for this giveaway.
Yeah. So my free gift, the five pillars of a soul-centered six-figure business, that's a mouthful, right? It really does focus on, I call them pillars because pillars don't really need to be done in any order. We're kind of working on these things at the same time, right? So this is what I find are the things that you can use to simplify your business. And that is, one, have a irresistible offer. I call it, you know, a signature system that eventually you can turn into multiple streams of income. Pillar 2 is aligned marketing. And of course, that includes sales and mindset. And then 3 is growing your community. My favorite pillar is list building. I think that is really a tried and true strategy. And so many people are on social media and all these other platforms and kind of ignoring list building. But I think that that's really where it all comes back to. Not that there's anything wrong with any of the other strategies, but I think having a list is very, very important. And then the 4th one is leveraged events, leveraged launches, because, you know, so many coaches start out working one-to-one, which is fine. But at some point, the way to make the big bucks is to really launch and serve a lot of people at once. And then the 5th pillar is automation and delegation. Now, those are things that we can do from day one, but it isn't until you really get to a certain point where you can really make automation work for you. For example, an automated webinar, you'd want to have that your webinar dialed in before you spend all the time to make it automated. And then delegation, of course, I go through a thing with my clients where with each, you're delegating probably from day one, if you can, but there's a certain way to delegate at each stage too. So when you get to six figures, then, the delegation is really a different level than when you're just starting out. So those are my 5 pillars, and that's the free gift. And then the raffle item is a Bridge the Gap marketing assessment for 3 lucky winners. And that's where I actually go through your assets, so to speak, and see what area you really need to strengthen. Or maybe, whoever I'm talking to is doing too many things, where to release some things. And it's all about having an online business too.
Okay. Great.
Online assessment.
Great. You shared so much with us. So definitely go ahead, and once you register for the giveaway, www.coachandprofitgiveaway.com, you'll be able to access the 6 pillars of a soul-centered 6-figure business.
5 pillars.
5 pillars of a soul-centered 6-figure business. And once you do, you're automatically entered. So you just have to do that one thing. Go ahead and download that. And you definitely want to get access to that, because the 5 pillars that Carol Ann shared are very important. And with those pillars, we're talking about foundation for 6 figures, foundation for 7 figures, right? Once you have those pillars in place, then now you can see your way forward to 6 figures, which is what usually holds people back. They just can't see, they just can't imagine how they can get there. Once you have those pillars in place, you can build upon that. It makes it possible for you to get there. But once you download the free offer that Carol Ann has for you, you'll be automatically entered into the raffle to win one of the 3 spots of the Bridge the Gap marketing assessment. Did I say that right?
Yes, very good.
Okay, great.
Oh, I know.
Great. So as we're talking about the pillars for a 6-figure business, right? Tell us what you have noticed from working with your clients to be a big mistake that people make that keeps them back. Even though they're near, but yet, it makes them seem so far away from hitting 6 figures in their business, that milestone that people are striving to get to.
Okay, this is a really good one. Good question, but I work with a lot of creatives, and I'm a creative too, and I drive my coaches crazy. So now my clients are driving me crazy because I keep creating. It's like every time I talk to one, they've created something else or have a great idea. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Let's work on this first.
Right.
One of the big things that I'm seeing overall in the online marketplace is this idea about creating courses. Now, courses are great, but I say create your signature system and really put these pillars in place before you create a digital course and try to get it out there and thinking you're going to get to 6 figures with just a digital course if you don't have an online business already. It's a little bit different for somebody who's experienced and has been working with clients, but there is so much hype in this whole, create your course world now. And I was guilty of it too. I created some courses in 2020. That was my COVID course correct. But unless you're at a certain place, really grow your audience first and position yourself as the expert, and then get your course out there. I mean, of course, you do have to have an offer before you do all these things. But I say start with a higher level offer and get some clients that way, and then create your digital course.
Sage advice, crawl before you can walk before you run, right? Take it in stages, get the pillars in place and build upon that, then build upon that. We definitely, all in favor of the sprint when you can, going at things fast, not making excuses and going hard and fast. But there's a certain process to things, and there's a reason why it's a process. There's a reason why you should go in these different phases to really set yourself up for success. And also set yourself up to a point where you don't suffer from burnout or overwhelm if you're trying to do all of the things all at the same time, all at 60 miles per hour. Right?
Yeah, and the other thing is, if you're launching a program and you don't get the results because you don't have the pieces in place, right? Then it kind of, yeah, you do suffer burnout. You suffer that, you beat yourself up. You think it's you, but it's really just, what they say, the right offer at the right time in front of the right people, right? So it is all about timing.
Yeah.
The things that you're ready for, right?
Yes. Great. And then what is a takeaway that you have for folks listening to this who, they're working towards that six-figure milestone? They now are seeing the light in terms of agreeing with you and seeing why it makes sense to have certain pillars in place for them, these 5 pillars in place for them as they build to 6 figures. What's the takeaway piece that you have for them, either after they download your free offer or after listening to us today?
I would say get very, very clear on the true transformation that you provide, and focus on creating a high-end offer around that. And then once you dial that in, then create smaller offers rather than having it, and I'm guilty of that myself, creating a new offer every month. But really, what is the highest transformation that you provide? What are you known for? Get known for that one thing, and then take it from there as you grow. And as you get that, then expand.
Right. Okay. So as we wrap up, I want folks to be connected with you, even, those that are watching this. I definitely want for you to download Carol Ann's free offer, which once you do, you'll be connected with her. You'll hear from her on a regular basis via her email list, and you'll get an invitation to join her group, etc., and all those good places. But share with us, the place that you're hanging out on social media the most right now, where persons can plug into you, hear from you every, periodically, often, and be plugged into the message that you offer and the work that you do.
Did I lose you, Stephanie?
I am here.
Okay. I don't know what happened to Stephanie, but I'm just going to keep going. The show must go on, right? So I invite everybody to join my Facebook group. It's called But
am
I lost
here?
You for a minute, Stephanie.
Oh dear. Okay. So are you hearing me now?
I hear you.
Oh. Huh. Are you still not hearing me? No? Okay. Are you still not hearing me, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to end the live stream then. I know that Carol Ann shared, I believe she shared with you where she's hanging out on Facebook. If anything, I'll update update the caption with the link afterwards. I apologize for the tech issues, but I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast now.